Let's see. All right, here's the next problem I ran into at the house was a leaky back pipe here. I was pulling out the baseboards along the bottom and noticed they were soaking wet, so I pulled them out and discovered that that wetness basically went from all the way over here and here, all the way over to here. So went ahead and cut out a piece of this drywall and determined that this was actually what was leaking right underneath here in this elbow. So it's actually a little bit better than it was, but I was filling up one of these mason jars about every 3 to 4 hours. So I applied the torch just a few days ago to this, just to kind of warm it up, and it did warm it up. And in that process, it reduced the leak. So we still need to replace it. I don't feel comfortable leaving it or leaving it in the wall like this, obviously. So that's the next thing on the list. So the toilet's been pulled out. We have a rag here to keep the vapors from coming back up. And we've got our hardware to reattach the toilet over there. And now we need to shut off the front water shut-off valve to the house. And we will do that. We'll go ahead and just drain the water in the house. This is actually a hot water line, but you can see where it's corroded along this particular part of the pipe, and then down underneath here too. So this is the section we're going to try to replace. I am not a professional, but I'm learning in the process, and I'll share with you what I'm learning. Thanks. Okay, we're out here to our external cutoff valve. Go and pull that out here. And you can see it down there. They've got a PEX pipe. This is actually a new setup that we put in just actually today, but makes it a lot easier to shut off the water. So I'm going to twist this ball valve over there. That should shut off the water supply. I'll close it back up and down. So then we're going to drain the pipes. This is the lower level of the house, so we're going to go ahead and drain this. Let it drain itself out. Now the hot water tank should have lost pressure, and so the remaining pressure is just the natural pressure that stays in the hot water tank. Gotta make sure I've got all these turned on and that they're running. I've had some issues with some of the mixers in the house, having issues with transferring water from the cold system to the hot system. So I'm gonna let that run. Let that drain itself out fully. Okay, a minute or two later, still draining a little bit of water. Since this pipe is at the very bottom of the house, probably the lowest pipes in the house, besides those that are in the foundation, it might take a little while for this to drain. But we went ahead and opened up a couple faucets up on the upper level to let that air come into the system as needed, and then that should help it drain too. So we're gonna let that run for a little bit. Okay, the water stopped. That's what we want. So now what we're going to do is find a bucket, put underneath this, because it's going to drain some water out of this pipe. Even there's no pressure to drive it up into the sink here, there's still going to be some residual water there. So we'll get a bucket and get ready to capture that when we cut this line.